Plants vs. Zombies Neighborhood Defense. It has a lot of plants. A lot of them are old or seen from other games, but it does have some of its own plants. So, today I'll be ranking every single plant in this game, from F tier to S tier. Now, what will I be ranking them on? Basically on the three factors. The first factor is if they are good, because if they're not good, then that's not good, obviously. How cool they are, and if I like them or not. Now, this list is very subjective, but if you disagree, then tell me in the comments, but let's get the show on the road. Oh gosh, the first plant up, Coffee Bean. Coffee Bean isn't even like horrible or anything, he just is useless in this game. I don't get it. He's only used for Doomshroom and that's all. I couldn't even find that many clips for him because I never used him that much. But besides that, Coffee Bean is just a nothing burger. Okay, how many times do you actually use Hero Shroom in the strat? Like, you had to be for real with me and look at me dead in the eyes and tell me he's actually a good plant. Now, design-wise, I like it a lot. I really do. But the usage is just so unnecessary. The only thing you use it for is garlic, or not garlic, what's his name? Gardener zombies, but like, they're not even that threatening on their own. So, Hero Shroom is just kind of a guy who exists. Looks cool, but in execution just falls off. Oh gosh, dude. Why would you ever want this in a level? Now, I know you can't pick it as a plant, but still, why not just give me actual Cherry Bomb? The thing is just a rip-off of it. Literally, because now it's only half of the cherry. So, all it does now is just blow up a 3x1 area. Which is, not the worst thing ever, but it's just not anything interesting. And plus, it's just Cherry Bomb, but it explodes in a less bigger radius. But other than that, it's only a few levels, so it's not that bad. Okay, so to end off the F tier, we have Torchwood. And I thought this fan game meant to, light the fire for Torchwood, but it's just not useful. I mean, it is, but like, levels aren't that much horrible, I guess. Basically, what I'm trying to say that levels aren't that long for me to use Torchwood, and plus, he's expensive. For 175 to do double the damage in one lane, when you have a thing called Fire Pea Shooter, which is essentially Torchwood, but a pea shooter. So, I don't know, the thing kind of just redundant. Okay, Planturn. He starts off the D tier, which is good. I like his design a lot, I really do. And I like the little gimmicks he can do, but only thing that is kind of about him is he's just too niche. So you only use him for like a few gimmicks and then you kind of forget he exists. But other than that, I like his design, but he's just too niche to be higher on the list. But I do like him a lot. Oh, Magnet Shroom. Man, oh man. I love the design though in this. This design looks awesome because it's like a magnet. It looks so magnet-like, I guess. But like Planturn, it's just too niche. And plus, its range is just, I swear, it's so short in this game. I cannot tell you how many times I died in 4-5 just because, oh, he didn't pull the Jack's box because it wasn't in range. But other than that, I really like the design, and the plant is cool itself. It just niche, and well, I wish his range was a bit bigger, besides having to buy a costume. Okay, before everyone in the comments are saying how is Lily Pad higher than a Magnet Shroom and a Planturn, wait, calm down, before we start typing on the keyboard. Alright, first, it's Lily Pad, so he's cool in general. But what I really like is that it can be used in rain levels. Whenever the level's raining, it makes puddles, which make the level a lot more unique with Lily Pad being used, so I like that a lot. Oh, Graves. Yeah, before you dig your own grave, you have Gravebuster, because he can help you out during the night. He definitely needed a lot, because the night times are rough without Gravebuster. But other than that, I like his design a lot. It's simple, it works, it's Gravebuster. Niche, yes, but his niche is actually very needed. Okay, now everyone put down the pitchforks before anything get hostile, but geez, Scary Shroom is a problem. Now, in level 18, this is where you first have to use them, and well, the first impressions were horrible. Yes, I know he gets better later on, but holy cow, that first impression when I first had to use him was not a good first impression. And they matter a lot, so Scary Shroom definitely belongs in D tier. Okay, before everyone and I start watering out, it's just garlic isn't the best, obviously, and I only use him in like 2 strategies. One is with the pear, and 2 is with serious watermelon. He works well with those plants, but by himself he just and plus he's not needed. It just you can use him for fun. It's just he's not needed at any level. But other than that, he's cool, he's funny, and he's garlic. So let's move on. It may drag zombies down, but it drags itself down in this tier list. So Tanglecope is, well, Tanglecope, obviously he only can be used in the water, but since if it rains, you can use him anywhere on the map if it's raining. If it's not raining, he just, regular Tanglecope. But other than that, I do like his redesign, quote unquote, I guess. But other than that, I just can't see much action with him outside of the water. Okay, Talna is also an interesting case. Now, I do put him higher than, like, D tier. Even though he may be niche against some zombies, he's cool, I like him a lot, and he can be useful for some players. I just personally don't use walnuts or tall nuts in general, so, And Talna even more so because I don't need to counter pole vultures like that, or really any zombies. The only thing I use it for balloon zombies, because balloon zombies are oddly fast in this game, but other than that, Talna is pretty cool. You can't get more basic than a pea shooter. Pea shooter is just solid. I like his design in this game. He's cool. He works. He shoots, obviously. I have nothing to say on him really. He just like the middle ground for all the plants because he's pea shooter, the OGs of OGs. Okay, Peanut. I mean, what can I say? He's basically pea shooter, but he's tanky, and he shoots 2 peas. Other than that, though, I do like him in this game. He looks nice in this game. But other than that, he's just pea shooter, but tanky. Walnut and pea shooter combined, essentially. Okay, so making our B tier spicy, we're starting with jalapeno. And jalapeno is basically just, cherry bomb's little brother. It burns the entire row, and that's it. Other than that, I do like the little animation it has before it blows up. It's nice. But other than that, it just, it does a thing. Toxic Shroom is cool. The only reason why he's in B tier because his design is awesome. I like it a lot. But other than that, he just cherry bomb, but poison thing to death. Now, despite how soft Levycotton is, it's actually a very solid plant in design and gimmick wise. I like the plant a lot simply just because the plant itself, I mean, it can push back zombies. The design is cool. The idea is cool. And it can shoot different size of cottons, so that's also very unique. Now, this plant isn't good for damage, obviously, but the idea of like a plant that can stall without freezing is cool. Basically, like Narcissus, but like push things away a bit. I like it a lot. I really do. Okay, so I did mention Narcissus, and well, he's right here. And I like Narcissus a lot. Basically, what Levycotton does, but it stuns instead of push it back. Which this thing can perma-stun zombies if it wanted to, which is actually insane. But other than that, I like the design. I like that it's super versatile, that it can go in water and land. Like, that's super unique and nice. But other than that, it's just a nice flower, I guess. Okay, the coolest lettuce arrives, and it's for free. It costs 0 sun, and it's from PvZ 2. But the design here is also real simple. Nothing to say on it, it's just really nice looking, and plus it's super useful, regardless of what happens. Now, out of these sun producers, I'm gonna say Sunshroom is the worst one. Not really for any particular reason, I just don't prefer him, honestly, but other than that, he's cool, little mushroom man who grows up over time. Just don't let him die before he grows up, or else it's gonna suck later on. This one sprite hands down places Walnut almost to A tier. And it's a sprite where he looks like he's brain dead. Because holy cow, when Walnut's about to die, his face looks like he just got eaten. Like, his brain just I don't know how to describe it. It looks like his brain just left his body. But other than that, he's up here because one, he can block statues. Which, yes, I know Tarnut can, but we unlocked Walnut way earlier. So he's a lot more useful. And 2, it's Walnut. I mean, who can hate this dude? Super chill guy. Funny whenever his brain looks like he's gone. But other than that, let's move on to A tier. Okay, so Sunfire bringing her A game to the tier list. I mean, Sunfire is pretty basic. It just makes Sun, right? But I like her design a lot in this game, simply just because of that. It carries it really high. But other than that, it's just Sunfire at the end of the day. But you know what's better than one Sunflower? Two Sunflowers. Now the design for it is very nice. I like it a lot. It's just Sunflower, but it's another head to it. But what makes it even cooler is that not only its design is absolutely peak, it's also super useful. I use the thing in so many levels because Sun is so important. And one of the last Sun producers in this list is Goldbloom. I like the design, and I like that you have to have like more skill to it than just placing down for free Sun. He may be chill on the outside, but he's actually hungry in the inside, and that's my boy Guacodile. Guacodile is interesting because, well, I mean, it can be used as an insta, but also be used as an attacker, and it can be placed on water and land, which makes it super versatile and a super good plant. But other than that, I mean, what can I say? Just a good plant overall, and the design is simple but works. When the sun shines off the glass, you know it's magnifying glass. I mean, what can you say? Magnifying glass is really useful because, I mean, it's just powerful. Its design is just regular, obviously, but it's super useful, so that's why it's A tier. And Repeater repeatedly gets into A tier and higher because, I mean, it's just pea shooter but cooler. It can shoot 2 peas, which is super cool. But other than that, it's just pea shooter at the end of the day, but can shoot 2 peas. I do like it though, but there's other pea shooters out there compared to it. Okay, what can I say? I mean, it's a cool flower. It shoots poison. It's like little balls. I don't even know what it shoots, but it can stun zombies and poison them. And not that expensive, honestly. For what it does, it's actually really cool. I like Nightshade a lot, but, you know, it is only found after beating 4-3, so you won't be using the thing much before then, but if you do use it after beating 4-3, then it is a really cool plant. I like it a lot. Out of all the nuts, Explosive Nut is probably the best one, honestly. Not only for just, you know, its usage, because now it's basically Cherry Bomb built into it, it also is cool looking. Now, the only reason I can't put it higher, really, because it costs 200 Sun, and I don't know, why not just use Cherry Bomb, or like any other insta? But, simply, it's Cherry Bomb and Walnut combined as one unit, which has saved me a lot in some levels, especially the nighttime levels. I can't put him in S tier. Doomshroom now always needs a coffee bean to explode, which is annoying. And 2, you unlock him after beating 4-5 hard levels. That is forever away in the game, and you probably won't even use him after that, besides for Survival Endless. But he's still cool regardless. I mean, what can I say? I mean, the plant is versatile, it shoots everywhere on the board, and does solid damage. The only thing that I don't, you know, want to put it higher is because I personally don't use it too much. You know, that's just a personal thing, but other than that, it's a solid plant, and it carried me through 4-2 because Cattail just Cattail. Oh, my boy Squash. I mean, what can I say? He's just a really good plant, and I bring him in like almost every single loadout because without him, this game gets a lot harder. But other than that, I mean, his design is okay. Like, it's not anything crazy, but just his usage carries him up to A tier. Okay, now you're probably thinking, Potato Mine, why is he higher than Squash? Well, first of all, it's just so cute. I mean, just look at the design. It just looks so, like, innocent or something. I don't even know how to describe it. It just looks nice. But 2, it can blow up graves, which you're probably thinking, how? It can't even touch the grave. Well, if a zombie runs into the Potato Mine, and let's say there are graves nearby it, in a 3x1 area, it will blow up the graves, which is actually really useful, oddly enough, if you're not using Grave Buster. But other than that, I mean, Potato Mine design carries it really hard up here, and it just, you unlock it early, so you're going to be using it a lot in this game. The only thing that sucks, you can't place it on water, though, or on lily pads. I can only put the coolest guy so high up in the tier list, but Snow Pea is awesome. He even got a whole video to himself with the Appeasement Act video, which if you haven't checked that out, then go check that out. It was a cool video. But here, I mean, he's cool. Now, if I was ranking with costumes, like if I was counting their costumes in this ranking, then this thing would easily be A tier or higher. But this one is Snow by itself is cool and all, but with its costume, it's like peak design and, you know, gimmick wise. So, other than that, Snow just a cool guy. I mean, what can I say? Okay, so the only negative I could really say about it is that I don't like whenever it keeps attacking after every zombie dies in its area, and then it just blows up after. I don't like that for some reason. It's just kind of weird, even though it's probably just for like balancing purposes. But other than that, I love the design, and it's just super useful. I mean, it can attack a lot of zombies. It can't really die. Just a useful plant overall. Other than that, cheap, useful, and let's move on. Not only this plant has so many usage, and his design is pretty solid, it's also cheap. See, Fume Shroom is only 75 sun for someone that pierces for 4 tiles ahead of it, which is super useful against the night levels because the night levels are questionable at best. But yeah, if you're ever doing the night levels, use Fume Shroom if you don't have Grey Buster. And we got the OG Insta Cherry Bomb. Going over to 3x3 is super useful, and yes, I know it's not the most OP ability, but you unlock it so early on, and it's so useful throughout the game. There are so many levels you can use him in. Plus, his explosion animation is just satisfying to watch every zombie get burnt, so other than that, he's awesome. Okay, the zombie be barking up the wrong tree with this plant. OQR is actually a really cool plant, not only for his gimmick, but also just design. I like the design a lot. It's just his tree with one eye. Like, okay, generic, or I guess it's plant-like, I guess, so that's something. What I'm saying that it looks like something that from PvZ, so that's awesome. But 2 is the gimmick. Now, I know it's like a cattail essentially, but there's something about the eye that just makes it cooler than a little, like, tail thing, or a little, like, cactus spike. It's cool just to see, like, an eye fly around and, like, do something. It feels more impactful. Basically what I'm saying with the eye. So basically what I'm saying about this plant is that he's awesome, his attacks are awesome, and he's just an awesome plant overall. Definitely like top faves. Okay, this may come to a shock, but Zapair is awesome. I really like this plant, but at first he was kind of weird because, you know, it's like he shoots vertically, but with garlic, this strategy is really fun for some reason. The plant itself is also really solid. I like that it shocks zombies whenever it dies, and I like that it can do a lot of damage in just a few seconds. But other than that, design is awesome, the gimmick is awesome, and yeah, I mean, you can make fun strategy with it, and that's definitely a plus in my book. Okay, how did Morphoshu morph his way up to S tier? Well, simply because of 3 reasons. 1, because his plant design is cool. Yes, I know it looks like Scary Shroom basically, but I mean, it's not Scary Shroom, that's the thing. It looks pretty cool, you know? And 2, it's pretty strong by itself. It actually does solid damage for what it is. And 3, the gimmick, where it makes a good plant after it kills a zombie. Which can sometimes suck because, like, you know, it doesn't kill the zombie in time, or, you know, the plant dies immediately after being spawned in. But the plant it spawns in after can also be planted on water, which is interesting. Basically, Morphoshu is pretty cool. Oh, and Lightning Reed, you're currently my favorite so far, or one of my favorite plants in this game. Now, by itself, it does kind of like suck, but design-wise, it's cool. But when you spam the thing in groups, it's just oddly satisfying. It basically like evaporates many zombies just by itself in groups. But seriously, Lightning Reed's design is awesome, and when you spam them, it's like the most satisfying thing on earth. So other than that, let's move on. Oh, Plasma Shroom. Now this plant I like a lot, because it reminds me a lot of Tack Shooter. Now if you played Balloons before, or Balloon TD6, or whatever version of the game, you know that Tack Shooter shoots in 8 directions whenever it attacks. And Plasma Shroom reminds me of that because, you know, it shoots in 8 directions. But other than that, the thing is also super, like, strong. But it's also a manual plant, so it also implies some skill to use it. And sometimes this thing has some clutch moments in the games, I ain't gonna lie. So this is the reason why I put it in S tier, because clutch moments, good design, and reminds me of Attack Shooter, which is funny enough. Oh, the plant who learned to fly. Rutabaga is a really cool plant. Obviously it's from PvZ 2, but in this game, it does a lot of damage for no reason. It's kind of the same thing with like Lightning Reed, where if you spam it, this thing is oddly satisfying. But even by itself, it can still shred zombies. But other than that, I like that it can go in the water and it can go, you know, on land at the same time. But I still can't understand why I can place it on a lily pad, because the lily pad doesn't get eaten first, so I don't know, I never got that question answered. But other than that, I mean, it's Rutabaga, what can I say? Oh, Gargadon, just missing out of the top 5. Basically the same thing as Rutabaga, where it can fly, but this thing can actually fly because it can fly on top of plants, which is oddly like a cool idea, and I'm surprised PvZ never done this before. But honestly, this really puts it at the top. But other than that, it's not the best plant, obviously. It's not the strongest, but in groups, it also is kinda satisfying. Not as much, but I like the gimmick where it can fly above plants. That makes it so much cooler than it has to be. How could you not like Serious Watermelon? I mean, come on, his name is Serious Watermelon, and he screams at zombies. But other than that, his design is also really nice. It's just a simple watermelon. But what I like really is his gimmick, because it's basically Gloom Shroom, but it stuns zombies if they're too close, and it hurts them a lot. It's a really good plant too, because, I mean, it stuns and does a really solid damage. But other than that, I mean, the name is funny, it screams at zombies. What can I say? Serious Watermelon. Oh, 3-peater, man, oh man. I mean, come on, you cannot hate the thing. It's the absolute GOAT in PvZ history. But what makes it even better in this game is that it can shoot 3 Ps in one lane, as long as there's no zombies in the other lanes. Isn't that just like awesome? It actually uses his brain. But other than that, it's really cool, because it's still 3P at the end of the day. But the fact that I can shoot 3 Ps in one lane makes it just so much more, like, superior than it was in the original game. But other than that, it's still 3-peater, so it is expensive, but I can't fault it too much because, you know, it was expensive in the original game. So other than that, let's move on to top 4. And blowing himself away all the way to 3rd place is Blover. Blover now has the ability to push back all zombies on screen. Now this ability makes it so much more viable and useful, and that's the main reason why it's top 3, just because now its usage just bounced up from 0 to 100 fast. Oh gosh, Chomper. From one of the worst plants in the original to one of the top 3 in my eyes. This plant can now eat zombies, obviously. Well, it's been doing that, but now it can also shoot poison, which, you know, stuns zombies and hurts it. Which may not be the most viable thing, but the stun is valuable to it. But not only its usage went up, its design is also just peak. It looks so much cool in this game. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about Chomper, really. The only thing I can fault for it, really, is like, it's short range, but that's Chomper in general, so I can't even say that's a complaint, really. But let's move on to number 1. Oh gosh, you know you're the best plant when all through my series I've been saying buff Bowling Bulb, nerf Bowling Bulb, why is he trash? But I realized that he's actually a hidden gem, as he's actually a super useful plant during the night, day, not the pool, but anything but the pool. He's super useful. He even has a whole minigame to himself, which is amazing. Bowling Bulb is just such a good plant. As a start, he may seem trash, but later on, his usage just comes out of nowhere. I'm not even playing, like, it's just so useful. Other than that, that's the end of the tier list. And this is the end of the tier list. If you guys want to see me do a costume tier list, or a zombie tier list, or whatever tier list, then hit that like button, tell me in the comments if you agree with my tier list or not, even though my tier lists are obviously factual and no one can tell me it's not. But other than that, that's the end of the tier list. I hope everyone enjoyed. This video took a while to make because, you know, editing. But other than that, I am out.